Yeah, I mean, to be able to play this position, you've got to have a short-term memory. Whether the interception you feel is your fault, not your fault, whether you throw it to the guy and lose out on points before half or not, you got to be able to turn the page and just move on. I mean, that's something that, honestly, I mean, I take pride in. Obviously, you're not trying to have that adversity or cause that adversity, but good or bad, I'm on to the next play, and that's just I think that's an example of it there, and just not only me, but the whole team. And defense obviously stepping up, making plays when those unfortunate things happen, and then the offense, everybody, all 11 getting on and just saying let's get back on the horse and get rolling.
You did move on. You did have 2 touchdowns in the second half, but how frustrating is it, though, just in the moment for these things to continue to happen?
Go ahead.
I know you moved on and
yeah.
you had a mentality, but just in the moment, it has to be frustrating.
I mean, yeah, it's frustrating, but there's nothing I can do about it the same sense. So, I mean, yeah, it might be frustrating, but by the time that I'd say a minute after I've sat down on the sideline, I've got it out of my head. I've said my words I needed to say to myself and just have moved on at that point. So, yeah, it is frustrating, as I said. Whether it's off your guy's hands or whether I throw it behind the receiver and he makes the play and the cornerback makes the play, they're all frustrating, and somehow or another they've got to stop.
Yeah, do you worry about this rash or whatever you want to call it?
No, I mean, I don't worry about that. No, I don't worry about that. I don't sit there and think of that. Oh, this is going to continue to happen. As much as anything, I've got to fix the ones on my end, and I've just got to make sure that the guys on the receivers and everybody that may take part in them are just focused and understand that we don't got a lot of opportunities. And as we move forward, this last game and all these playoff games, every drive matters, and we have to play every play, every drive like it's to win the game, and that's the reality of it when you get into the postseason. So. It's just heightening our focus and understanding, for me, the risk versus reward, whether it's a tight window or not, and just as everybody's being on the same page, understanding the magnitude of each play.
What gives you confidence that this unit can improve that consistency over these next few weeks if it goes that far? I mean, what is it about this unit?
It will go that far. And, I mean, just if you've been watching us we've won these games. Yeah, I'm sure other than the overtime, unfortunate interception return, we're getting better. And even when these bad plays happen, we're able to move on. So, I mean, I have no hesitation, no doubt in the men that we have in this locker room. If you've heard me speak, that's what I credit this team, and I give all the compliments of the brotherhood and the culture and what we've built here on. So,
is it a bit perplexing? You guys are 12-4, and there are a lot of questions, and sometimes it might sound like it's the opposite.
No, not at all. I mean, those are your questions. Those are your thoughts. That's all external and outside of our locker room. And that's why I compliment the brotherhood and the culture and everything that we've created. And, yeah, I mean, all that talk, that's for y'all, and we're going to let y'all talk. What we've got is a culture and a brotherhood that knows what they have, what we have, what we're capable of doing. We're going to double down on that and trust the process and continue to get better each day at practice, each week, and understand, as I said, the magnitude that's coming up, that we've got to just focus in on every detail of our preparation and make sure that it's carrying over to these games.
Calvin, why do you think you and T.Y. have such a good chemistry?
I mean, that's credit to T.Y., to be honest. He's a quarterback-friendly receiver. He's played a lot of football. He's a veteran. His body language speaks for itself. You know where he's going, and yeah, I mean that's all credit to him. Just being able to come in a couple of weeks ago and just make the impact that he's made, make big time catches, show up on third down, and just time and time again when his number called, make those plays. But if you go back and you look at this guy's resume and history in his career, there's no surprise in what he's doing.
Michael Gallup, Dallas Morning News. A lot of your defensive teammates were talking when asked about a lack of style points in this win, how it's the NFL and not every game is going to meet some sort of expectation of what others think it looks like. Is that pretty representative of just how you feel about it too, that sometimes it's a win is a win and although you
1,000%.
correct the rest, but the rest can be overwhelmed?
Yeah, 1,000%. A win's a win, obviously, and there's things to clean up, and they're much easier and feel much better to clean up when you've got the win. But this is the NFL, and I say it time and time again: give these other guys credit. These guys get paid to do their job, whether their starters are out or not. Well, now you've got a bunch of young guys that are trying to make the most of their opportunity or trying to step up and say, hey, that I can play in this league. And that's what this league is right now, full of a bunch of young players. I mean, you don't have the old veterans impacting this league all the way throughout the rosters, and you've got young guys that are just waiting for their opportunities. And they're good, So, I mean, yeah, a win's a win, and we're going to take it, and we're going to get better from the mistakes, and we're going to make sure that we're improving. But a road win, short week, you've got to take them all. And the style points and all that, that's for y'all who think games are won on paper.
Dak, Edward, ESPN. Could you elaborate on how difficult this is to beat the Eagles 4 days later on the road and play a physical game against a team like this and get your 12th win of the season, significance of all that?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. As you just said, it's short week, playing a division rival just Saturday in a physical game that went right down to the end. And then you come in and you've got to turn the page against one of the best run-stopping defenses and a physical team. As I said, I got a team that was full of players tonight that maybe not started but seemed fresh, right, and haven't been playing and didn't play in a physical game, I guess you could say. I guess they did. I don't want to take that away from them. Yeah, it's tough, and it's the NFL. As I said, we got to give those guys credit on the other side, and at the end of the day, we're able to come out to win, and that's what you have to be thankful for that, and thankful for the growth that we had throughout this game. And honestly, there's a lot of growth even in the mistakes and just the way we're able to bounce back and stay resilient and trust the team that we have and what we're capable of doing right there in the end and pulling away.
All right, Davis, how much did the offense miss Tony? How much did the Vikings, how good a job did Davis do filling in?
Yeah, I think Malik did a great job. I mean, go look at just some of the moves he made, checking down to him going to make big plays. He's a guy that I've known and we've known that he was capable of doing this all year long. He's just waiting on his opportunity. But obviously, a guy like Tony's a playmaker. Yeah, you miss him. You miss him when he's not there, and he's hard to replace. But Malik did a fine job.
CeeDee Lamb always had the top gear to be a playmaker in the league. You saw that as a rookie, to this point. A little bit slow first half. No coincidence you were injured during that process. But it looks like he found that new gear, that WR1 gear. Can you talk a little bit about how he's playing these past several games, just racking up 100-yard games?
Yeah, I mean, you just said he's a star. He really is. He's a star, and he's shown signs of that since his first year. And honestly, his rookie year, I was hurt as well. I got hurt, after 5 games for the rest of the year, and then having last year to build and to grow with him, and then boom, I get hurt these 5 games earlier in this year. And so I think you're just seeing the connection, the trust, and I think you saw it earlier in the year in some interceptions of my trust in him and just us trying to get on the same page. And as we've been able to do that, yeah, you're going to see these 10 catches, 100-yard games, being double-teamed. He's getting held. And just tell him, hey, when you're that guy, you've got to fight through that. Go get and ones and just continue to play, stay in it, get an assist when you know you're getting double-teamed. And he's a special player, and he's going to be a special player for a long time.
Tyler, what can, from now 3 games in 12 days, or a couple of days off here do for bodies and minds?
Yeah, for sure, rest. Obviously, get the rest we need, get our bodies back underneath us, and then just mentally understanding what's to come. Take a couple of days, a day or two, and get away from it. Get away from it because, we come back. We've got to finish this season off on the right foot, and we've got a long run ahead of us that we know we're capable of making. And so it's important for everybody to rejuvenate and make sure they come back juiced up, ready, hungry, and make sure we finish off this thing how we want to.
And what kind of losses, Biotish, and how much work had you gotten with McGovern?
McGovern, we work, honestly, we get snaps every day. And that goes into preparation. Obviously, you don't want to prepare for something like this, but you have to, and that's the reality of playing a physical game like we do. The loss hurt. Saw him on the sideline in the boot, gave positive feedback to me, so I don't want to comment on what it is or the extent, but I feel confident about him, and great time for, as you just said, to get this rest, and hopefully he can get better.
2 quick questions. You want to go in the play. I know the wins matter, but you want to go to the playoff playing your best football.
For sure.
I mean, do you feel like you're heading in that direction with this performance tonight?
Yeah, I do. I take it 1 week at a time, honestly, We came out a win on a Thursday night after a short week and against a team that was playing their ass off. So, win's a win. At the end of the day, whether they're ugly, whether they're style points, you've got to take them however you can get them. And there's a lot of confidence and a lot of things that you can take from that to move forward, as I've been talking about stacking and trying to put good games on top of good games. I mean, to say we're going to come out and score 40 every night, we know that's not the reality of this league. That's what we want to do in our standard and expectations. But when you're not able to do that, to be able to stay in it, stay resilient, turn over, biting ourselves on the foot, this team can be really, really good. We've only stopped ourselves. Go look at these drives. The first one, they do a good job stopping us on third down. After that, it was 3 turnovers. Other than that, we were scoring points. So, I mean, there's a lot to be excited about as we move forward and continue to stack.
And secondly, how much important is winning the NFC East? And are you a Saints fan this weekend?
Being from Louisiana, for sure. I think that's easy to root for the Saints. Yeah, but as I've said over and over, we can't necessarily control that. I can't go throw passes for the Saints and, you know what I mean, and help them out. So at this point, it'd be huge. Obviously, it'd be huge having a chance at a higher seed than the 5th seed. But we've just got to continue to stay where our feet are, worry about getting healthy right now in these next couple of days, rejuvenating, getting fresh, finishing off the season the right way with Washington and the momentum that we need to carry us into this postseason.
That can be nice to be able to rely on your tight end when you get into the red zone.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Schultz is a guy, and those tight ends, I've got a lot of confidence in them, and I think just speaking on Schultz, a lot of time invested going back to the offseason, and that's a trust or understanding that, hey, I'm going to put this high, and it's either your ball or nobody's ball. So either go make the play or make sure it's incomplete, and he went up and he made a great catch, and that's a result of all the time that we've put in, and as I said, my trust in him.
Thank you, Dak.
Thank you all.